Are you new to this whole video conferencing thing that's been happening? If you are, you're not alone. Today, I want to share some things to help you do video conferencing meetings better. I'm Deborah, and this is hashtag Deb Talk. It's an informal mentoring space, and the whole purpose behind it is to provide you with ideas and advice and guidance to help you successfully navigate the workplace. And boy, has the workplace changed. As a result of COVID-19, this pandemic that the entire world is living through, most people have had to start working from home. But working from home doesn't negate the fact that teams still need to connect with each other. They need to be able to collaborate in order to get stuff done. And that has ushered in the rise of video conference meetings and virtual events and online meetings and on. And it's simply important that we do them well so that you can stand out and so that you can show that you're adaptable. You're adapting to the circumstances that we're all living through right now. So I want to share 7 quick tips with you to help you do these well. Tip number 1 is make sure that you dress up at least from the waist up. Dress up at least from the waist up. You might be tempted to think that, hey, I'm working from home. I am going to a meeting and I'm in the comfort of my home, so I should be able to just put on whatever and just be comfortable. Here's the thing. Whether you're meeting with someone in person or whether you're meeting with them virtually, your appearance is important. It speaks volumes about you. So you want to make sure that you are dressed in a way that, for example, communicates professionalism. I read a Career Trend article, and it breaks down professionalism, and it states that professionalism includes a worker's appearance, workplace ethics, and behavior. The article goes further and it shares some of the benefits of displaying professionalism. People who display professionalism are, number 1, seen as more credible and reliable than their coworkers. The article also said that these folks are seen as leaders in their company. Now, which professional doesn't want to be and portray that? You want to be seen as credible and reliable and as leaders in your organization. The other thing concerning just displaying professionalism and just dressing appropriately for these meetings is just knowing that it communicates that you're serious about your job. So many people have been laid off or they're being furloughed, and a great mass of people, chances are you fall into this category, are having to work from home. And that's such a stress right now because folks are not only working, but now they're having to be their children's teacher. And many times some folks are caregivers. And so that's really difficult. But in the midst of that, it's such a privilege. It's such a blessing to have the option to work from home, because many people, their jobs are just not designed in that way. They cannot work remotely, and so they end up being let go from their jobs. So working from home ends up being a privilege. That being said, the thing is, many employers, in the back of their minds, they're wanting to make sure that in light of the fact that they can't see their employees, that folks are on task and that they're doing what they need to be doing, I believe that your appearance can help send that message that I am on task, I am doing what I'm doing, even though I am at work, I am at home, I am working. So just food for thought, just ensure that you are dressing in a way that communicates that you're professional and communicates that you are on the job, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're on task. Tip number 2 is to step into the light. Step into the light. Some of you may not be able to relate to this, but I remember back in the day, just trying to enjoy a movie or enjoy some TV show, and then some green or red light starts coming over the television, or you see lines all over, or these little grains or dots or whatever it is. And it's frustrating because you want to enjoy your movie, but you can't enjoy your movie because of the fact that there are these distractions, these distortions of the screen. Well, something similar happens when you don't have good lighting. Folks can't see you well. They can't really engage with you. It just simply becomes a distraction when you don't have the proper lighting. So you want to make sure that you get the proper lighting. Tip, make sure that the lighting is in front of you. A lot of the resources that I've seen online, and of course in my experience, it's a much better effect to make sure that the light is in front of you and not behind you, because then that causes this whole big glare, and you don't want that. You also, if possible, want to make sure that it's natural light. That apparently is the most flattering. So if you can do that, then that would be fantastic in helping to make sure that you are seen well by the people in your meeting. Going on to tip number 3, pick a good background. Find a spot in your home that is clean, that is not cluttered in any way to have your meeting. The thing is that the background in your home is kind of inviting people to come to your house. They're in your house in essence. And just the same way that you wouldn't invite your coworkers or your peers over when your house is messy, or volunteer to carpool when you know that the dog's hair is all over your car, or there's cat hair all over your car, it's the same reason why you don't want to pick a background that is messy in your home. Now, I know these days with all of the stuff that's going on, people don't have the time to be cleaning the house every single day or to be picking up stuff. People just, it's exhausting right now, which is why it's great news to know that some of these apps and some of these software, that they have virtual backgrounds to help cover a multitude of drama that may be going on in your house. And they also provide the option to upload your own. So you may want to tap into that if you get tired and you're like, I don't want to clean today, and pick a virtual background. Number 4, you want to check to make sure that your mic and your audio stuff and your video stuff, that all of that is working. Before you jump on that call, make sure that this stuff is in place. It causes so much distraction to your entire meeting when people can't hear you. And let's think about it. You know, at the end of the day, a meeting is in essence, it goes on the wheels of communication. It's communication. It's you being able to express thoughts. It's you being able to respond to what someone else has said. It's them being able to hear you and respond to the things that you have said. If that's not happening, then communication is not happening and you're not having an effective meeting, at least, you know, when it comes on to your participation in it. So be sure to check all of that stuff and make sure that it's working before you hop on your video conferencing meeting. Number 5, please mute yourself. If you've been a part of Zoom meetings or other platforms, you've probably heard, please mute yourself a billion times. It's important that when you just hop on that call, go ahead and mute yourself, because it just becomes a distraction. You hear the kids in the background playing, you hear someone in the kitchen and they're banging down pots, you hear your next door neighbor who happens to be working out like my next door neighbor is, and you're hearing the clanking of the dumbbells, all of that stuff. You want to lock all of that stuff out so that it doesn't become a distraction to your meeting. Now, I just want to make just a short caveat here. Here's the thing. Everybody is walking through this situation together. Everybody has had to do something unusual, which is to work from home. And many people are becoming, like I said earlier, teachers to their kids. Some are caregivers as well as teachers, as well as workers, as well as taking care of their home. It's simply a lot. So there are going to be times when the kids are making noise in the background, and if you don't have like a huge mansion, and even if you do, the point is that you're not going to be able to stop all the noise. So a quick tip here is possibly to just make a statement. You know your workplace better than anyone else. So maybe make a quick statement at the a little earlier than the meeting or at the beginning to just say, hey, everybody, I'm going to keep myself on mute. But in the event that I speak and you hear some background noise, that's really just my younger kids. So, I just wanted to give you a heads up. At this point, I know that a lot of progressive organizations are understanding. They get this. They understand that everybody's walking through it. And in fact, they're walking through it too. The managers and leaders are walking through it too. So I know that progressive organizations are bringing a lot of grace to the table, bringing their human self to the table. But you know your organization better than anyone else. So if you need to kind of make that little caveat statement, then go ahead and do so. All right, we're at number 6. Number 6 is one of my favorites. I use it a lot in my family. Please fix your face. Fix your face. Have you ever had this experience where someone is asking you, are you upset? Or is something wrong? And they're curious and you're looking at them like, what's wrong with you? I'm just minding my business. There is nothing wrong with me. I want you to consider that it's quite possible that your default face, your resting face, your concentration face may communicate irritation, annoyance. And if that's the case, it's important for you to become very aware of that. Because here's the thing, video conferencing meetings, the platform itself is focused on your face. It's focused on this. This is all everybody in the meeting, this is what they're seeing, period. You are on a screen and they are seeing your face. So it is important that you become conscious of how your resting default face may come off and be intentional about relaxing. Just become conscious of your face. I've been in a few meetings and we're clearly not used to it, which is why we do some of the things that we do. I've seen folks yawning in the midst of an online meeting and everybody is seeing them yawn. I've seen folks, there are folks who others have seen just eating, folks who they answer their cell phone and they're having a whole conversation on their cell phone while they're in the meeting. It's a platform that we're not used to, so folks are still getting used to it. But I want you to be a quick study and I want you to really, really become conscious of your face and what all of this is communicating and making sure that it's communicating the right things, making sure that it's communicating that you're engaged. So you're listening to what people are saying, you're nodding if that's what's appropriate. You are doing the things that you would do if the person was standing right in front of you. And smiling is always wonderful. It is something scientifically that makes people feel like you are approachable, that you're friendly, that you actually want to be in that meeting, even if sometimes you don't. But you know what I mean. So that is tip number 6. Tip number 7, look into my eyes. I mean, look into the camera. When I first started doing #DevTalk, it was kind of challenging because I'm used to looking at the person that I am speaking to. I am not used to looking at the camera. I'm used to looking at the picture, not at the camera. And so that was a challenge, but hopefully I've gotten better at it. And the same thing applies for folks who are doing online meetings, that when it's time for you to speak, it's important that you make eye contact by looking at the camera. Eye contact in general is such an important thing, especially in Western culture. You engage folks, you show folks that you are trustworthy because eye contact apparently communicates some of those things. You show folks that you're confident, you show folks that you don't have anything to hide. You show folks that your self-esteem is intact because you are making eye contact. So be sure that you quickly get out of the habit when you're speaking of looking at the picture as opposed to looking into the camera. And those are my 7 tips. So here's the thing, as I wrap this up, there's so many changes that have taken place. And our world as we know it is never going to be the same as a result of what we're walking through right now. And some of the changes that we've had to make, chances are many of them are going to stay in place, such as video conferencing. And if that's going to be in place, then it means that you've got to get good at it. And I want you to get good at it quickly. To do that, I really believe that these 7 tips that I shared with you will help. Again, the tips are: number 1, to make sure that you show and display professionalism and show that you're serious about the job based on the way that you present yourself, based on your appearance, how you are dressed. Dress up from the waist up. Secondly, be sure to adjust your lighting. We want to see you. The people in that meeting want to see, and they don't want the distraction of, just bad lighting or a glare in the back. So make sure that your lighting is on point and that it's in front of you and not behind you. Number 3, be sure to select a good spot in your house. Your home, your surroundings are a representation of you. So you want to represent yourself well. So pick a spot or tap into that virtual background and let that do the work for you. Number 4, make sure that your mic, that your audio stuff, that your video stuff is working. You don't want this to be a distraction to you. I had to just do that a while ago. And please mute yourself. Muting yourself is really important because you don't want the distractions of the kids or your neighbors to interrupt your meeting. And number 6, fix your face. Family, fix your face. Just know that sometimes your default face may send a different message than you're aware of. So make sure that you have a pleasant look on your face, that you're nodding, that you're interacting, so that folks see that you are engaged and you want to be here. And number 7, make sure that you're looking directly into the camera so that you engage and connect with your audience. I hope you found this video helpful in just helping you to navigate this whole video conferencing era that we're in. And if you found it helpful, would you show me some love, please, by liking this video, by sharing it with your friends and with your family and with associates, and by subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me and for all the support that you've given me. And please just know that I am praying for you and your families, and of course my family as well, that we all get on the other side of this and that we are better as a result of it. Have a fantastic work week. Bye.